Letters of surrender to the United Human Confederation. You cannot invade the mainland United States. There would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. A completely fabricated quote attributed to one Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, from a time where Earth's oceans were the extent of the human navy. Almost prophetic in a way though, for our attempted attack on the United Human Confederation. When the once called man first arrived on the intergalactic stage, I must admit, I was enamored. Much to the scorn of my brothers and sisters in the warrior caste, I took the time to learn the human language, and I used the ability to spend copious amounts of time reading the works of their most famous military leaders. I read The Art of War, the 36 Stratagems, De Re Militari, the Arthashastra, Infanterie Grieften, and anything else I could get a hold of. I read of the lives of famous human generals. George Patton, Erwin Rommel, William Tecumseh Sherman, Gaius Julius Caesar, Heinz Guderian, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Chiang Kai-shek. What gave me the most pause though, was the exploits of one Lieutenant General Paul Van Riper during what was called the Millennium Challenge 2002. It was what the humans call a war game. A series of live simulations in which theories of warfare can be tested and refined without the need for actual hostilities. This very concept was fascinating. For my people, the old ways of war had always worked. No one ever thought it necessary to fix what wasn't broken, to use the human colloquialism. From what I was able to understand, from my limited knowledge of human history, this game was an attempt by a technologically advanced nation-state to determine how well their proposed military strategy would work against an enemy who they viewed as beneath them in terms of technology and fighting power. General Van Riper was put in command of the opposition force to his own nation's command. Knowing that he was both outnumbered and lacked sophisticated equipment, he enacted a strategy of harassment and used archaic methods of communication to position his forces. In the end, he managed to completely cripple his enemy's naval group by destroying 11 of the 12 ships and pushed back their ground forces. The more I read of the humans, the more concerned I became over a potential military engagement with them. If one human could throw off hundreds of years of history and belief to develop a plan that completely countered his own people's strategies, then what would stop them from doing the same to us? With the billions upon billions of humans spreading through the stars, it would be only a matter of time before at least one, if not more, would be able to counter us in a way we could not hope to stop, in a way that would destroy us decisively. So, I did the unthinkable for one in my position as an admiral of the Zinma. I took all I had ever learned of how to wage war and threw it away. Decades of training and education in the warrior caste, and even more, to learn to lead the fleet, gone. I spent cycle after cycle creating a new strategy from the ground up, weak and untestable, but new. And that's what mattered. It was so different, so completely at odds with tradition, that in the event of a major defeat, I would be able to present an alternative not even the humans could expect. But even with this, I knew fighting the humans would present very real challenges. The kind that my brothers and our emperor would refuse to believe possible. No species could challenge us, was mantra we had chanted for countless generations. So, when the time came, when I was called before the Emperor to give my position on conquering the United Human Confederation, I was expected to simply confirm that belief. But the only words I could find were those of Admiral Yamamoto. In the first 15 to 20 cycles of a war with the humans, I will run wild and win victory upon victory. But then, if the war continues after that, I have no expectation of success. I only wish that those words had not been so true. Therefore, I, Grand Admiral Adent of the Zinma Empire, of my own volition, and against the commands of my emperor, hereby unconditionally surrender to the United Human Confederation, with the hope that those under my command will see fair treatment as prisoners of war. Author's name and the link to original text is in the description. Consider tapping the thumbs up and pressing the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.